Hi guys, this is Kata and this will be my April wrap-up. In April I managed to read 9 books and one of them was a novella, but yeah, let's get started with the first one. So the first book I read in April was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and this book kinda got me out of my reading slump that I was in at the end of March. And I think most of you know what this book is about. It's basically a contemporary book about a girl who is a fangirl who writes fan fiction and who is kind of, very introverted and doesn't go out much and, doesn't socialize. But when she gets into college, that kind of has to change and stuff like that. While I did enjoy this book a lot, I wasn't really in love with it like a lot of people, like mostly everybody was in this book. So I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. My main issue is that basically I cannot remember anything about this book. And that sucks because even though my memory is really bad in itself, I only read this like a month ago, so I should remember some scenes and the basic story, and I can't really. And I don't know why that is, because when I read it, it was so easy to read, and as I said, it got me out of my reading slump. But yeah, I don't know. But I really did like the male character in it, Levi. He was so very sweet and just a unique male character, not your typical guy in a book. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite. Then I read another contemporary book, and it was Catching Jordan by Miranda Connolly, and I loved this book so much. I think I gave it 5 out of 5 stars because I really did enjoy it, and I basically read it in 2 sittings. I remember that I got home and my first thing to do was to keep reading this book because I just couldn't wait to see what will happen. And in this book our main character is Jordan, who is a high school junior or senior, I can't remember, but she is in the football team and she is actually the quarterback, and that in itself is unique. But then another guy comes into the picture who is also a quarterback, and he just got into the schools. He transferred to this school not long ago, and of course he is really great and he is good looking, and then stuff happens. But it goes into a different direction than I was thinking it was gonna go, and I loved it. I don't want to spoil anything about this book, but it was so good, and I don't know, I just had all the feels, and I was shipping people in this book a lot. So I really do recommend it. I think it's young adult, not new adult. I don't think it had any new adult stuff in it, but I just love the banter and the witty comments between Jordan and the other guys on the football team. So fun. At the end it kind of dragged and there was a bit too much drama, but I really did enjoy it no matter what, and I really do recommend it to all of you. The next few books I read, I don't have in physical form because I read them as ebooks, and they are the Covenant series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and the first book being Half-Blood. Now I kind of was apprehensive about starting these books because people said that it's a lot like Vampire Academy, and that in itself could be a good thing. But knowing myself, I was afraid that it was going to annoy me a lot, that I would find all the similarities between the 2 series, and that's what happened, because it was just so much like Vampire Academy, and Vampire Academy is one of my favorite series ever, so you cannot touch that series and get away with it. And I'm just so mad because I love Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I don't know what happened, because it just can't be a coincidence that it's so much like Vampire Academy. Basically, there are, instead of vampires, there are half gods and demigods and stuff like that. And yeah, so I didn't really rate the first book because it was basically Vampire Academy, and I just didn't know how to rate it, because if I haven't read Vampire Academy, then I would have adored this book a lot. But like this, I don't know, so I didn't rate it. I enjoyed it, but it was pissing me off, the similarities everywhere. But then I went ahead and read the second book, which is called Pure, and things started to change a bit, so it wasn't so much like Vampire Academy, and I really appreciated that because I could enjoy it even more. And I gave that book 5 out of 5 stars because, as I said, they are good books. I just had to get through the similarities, and I didn't really get through them. I was just like hoping that it was going to get different, and it did. And yeah, so I gave Pure 5 stars, and then I read Deity, which is the third book in the series, and I gave that 4 stars, just because it started to kind of go into a direction that I really didn't want it to go, because again, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's one character in it that I just really loved in the first and the second book, and I don't know, I was just rooting for this character a lot, and then his storyline kind of gets screwed up, and I was so pissed about that. So that's why it was 4 stars. And then I read the novella, which is called Elixir. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, it was in Aiden's point of view, and it was 70-80 pages long novella, which I liked, but I gave it 4 stars, 3 stars, because I can't really give novellas 5 stars unless it destroy me. So yeah, and I'm currently reading the 4th book, which is Napoleon, and I have been reading that book for like 2 weeks, and I still haven't finished it because I kept reading other books, but I will talk about that in my May wrap up if I get to the end of that book. And then I read a new adult/adult book, which is called Lick by Kylie Scott, and this was so much fun. I really did enjoy it. I think I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's basically a book about a girl called Evelyn who wakes up not remembering a thing on a bathroom floor in a hotel in Vegas with a ginormous engagement ring or wedding ring on her finger and a tattooed half-naked guy next to her. Because that just happens every day. Anyway, just when I read the summary of this story, I was in love because it just sounded so cool and something that I would really enjoy, and I really loved it. My only little issue with it was that it was not really realistic in the way how the feelings developed so fast, because you could call it insta-love, but I could deal with the insta-love in this one. It just annoyed me a tiny bit. I really love the male protagonist in this, who is called David, I think. Yeah, he was just so sweet. Even though he turns out to be this big rock star, he was not like a big rock star. I mean, I read a lot of books with rock stars in them, and he was nothing like all the other characters. He was sweet and tender, and I don't know, I just really loved him from the very first second when we were introduced to him in that bathroom first scene in the book. So yeah, I really enjoyed his character, and this book is the first one in a series. They are like companion novels, or they are going to be companion novels, and the second book is going to be in the point of view of David's friend called Mal, I think, and I really loved him as well in the book, so I cannot wait to check out the other books. So if you love new adult romances, then I would really recommend you this book. Yeah, I can't speak English, I'm sorry. And since I was in a contemporary, new adult, young adult kind of kick, I read The Winston Boys by Abby Glines, and I gave this book 4 stars, I think. And this book is about a girl who has been friends with these two guys who are cousins from ever since that they were little, but she kind of fell out with one of the boys after she started dating the other guy. In this book, our main character Ashton starts to get feelings for the other guy who is not her boyfriend. There's something about Abby Glines' books that I don't really connect with, and I think the characters and the love most of the time just feels underdeveloped to me. I don't know. I can't really connect to the characters and their love, and I cannot really root for them, even though I really want to. And especially in this book, I could not stand the main character, the girl, Ashton. I really didn't like her. But still, there was something very addictive about this book. I mean, I wanted to keep reading it and just find out what will happen in the end and how it will all work out and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's because the books are so short. It's like 250 pages, So maybe if the books were longer, then the characters and the love story and just the relationships could be more developed. But yeah, I still enjoyed it, and I will still check out the second book, which is The Winston Brothers. And surprise, surprise, my next book is also contemporary, and it is The Catastrophic History of You and Me by Jess Rothenberg. And this book took me quite some time to read because I kept picking up other books. But in this story, our main character is called Bree, and she dies at the age of 16 of a broken heart. And she goes into this, not afterlife, but it's like a limbo, or I don't know. She just gets to see how everything keeps going in life, in her family and with her boyfriend and with her best friend, so she can kind of look down upon them, if that makes any sense. I don't think it does, but anyways, she gets to see how everyone reacts after her death, and it's basically accepting that you're dead. So you know, the 7 or 6, 5, how many stages are there? I don't know, but the stages of death, like denial, anger, acceptance, all that jazz. And in this limbo, she meets this guy called Patrick, who is really, I really loved him. He was adorable and funny, and he was always there for Bree, and she could be just so immature, and she annoyed me quite a lot. But the first half is kind of slow, but then it really picks up, and the second half is like, whoa. I really did not see the things coming, what happened in the second half, and it kind of went into a direction that I wasn't expecting. I'm not sure if it was good or not, but it was surprising. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book by the end, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars as well. I kind of had high expectations for this, I don't know why, and it kind of let me down, but it was still enjoyable. So there you have it, guys. Those were the 8/9 books that I read in April. So it was definitely a better reading month than March, but I'm hoping that May will be even better. And for the first time, I will actually upload a TBR video with my May to be read, and yeah, we will see how that will go, because I just never really know what I'm going to read. But yeah, we will see. Let me know if you have read any of these books and what you have thought about them, and I hope you had a really great reading month in April as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.